We're joined now by Dr. Kim Anderson, our crop marketing specialist. Kim, we're here at the economic conference today. What kind of message do you have for those folks inside?
Well, the first thing we talked about was benchmarks. A number, say the price of wheat in northern Oklahoma is $6.10. That doesn't mean anything to a decision maker unless they've got the past to compare it with and have an idea of how it may change in the future. We talked about that producers don't sell or market their corn, their wheat, their cotton. What they market is their land, labor, capital, and management. They sell the commodity that they produce. We talked about it's almost impossible to predict prices, but you've got to estimate prices so that you can develop budgets and you can compare different crops and different enterprises to see which one would be the most profitable for you. And then we talked about the change in land use in Oklahoma over the last 40 years.
With that in mind, how are you answering that question in terms of land use?
Well, if you look at cropland since the mid-80s, cropland has declined from about 14 million acres to a little less than 12 million. You look at the pasture, the range, the hayland, it increased from 16 million acres to 22 million acres. Wheat planted acres has declined from 8 million to 4.5. Corn has increased from 100,000 acres to about 400,000 acres, and soybeans from 300,000 to 500,000. Cotton, it declined from the 80s into the 90s and then increased here the last couple of years.
You mentioned benchmarks earlier. What are some of those benchmarks?
Well, the numbers I talked about for wheat were like $6.10. That's the current price of wheat in northern Oklahoma. If you go to the Panhandle, it's 25 cents lower. If you go in southern Oklahoma, it's about 40 cents lower. If you're forward contracting for 24 harvested wheat, you got about $6.20 northern Oklahoma, 15 higher in the Panhandle, 30 lower. We talked about corn, $4.70 now. 24 crop, about $4.95. Soybeans, $11.90 now. $11.70 for the 24 crop, and cotton about 81 cents now, and around 76 to 78 for 24. So we talked about those prices and how they could change over the next few months and over the next year.
With all of this in mind, what is your guidance for producers watching and those in the audience today?
Well, that it's essential that you have a strategy and you have plans, several plans to go with each strategy. So be flexible. We talked about a Peter Drucker quote, "There are no solutions with respect to the future. There's only choices between courses of action, each imperfect, each risky, and each uncertain, each involving different costs. But nothing can help the manager more than to know what alternatives are available and what they imply."
So put pencil to paper, do your homework, and make informed decisions, right?
That's exactly correct.
Okay, Kim, thanks a lot. We'll see you next week.